Hello, beautiful and fabulous people. Welcome to another episode of Fab Life. You know, it's been a long time that I have not showed anything in Fab Life. It's purely movie reviews. Um, but before we proceed, I'd like to introduce to you my guest host. This is Delores Olsen, who happens to be one of my actresses in a comedy, Geezy and His Frenemies. Yay!
Yes. I'm so glad to be on the show today.
Yes, it's fabulous.
Yes.
And I'd like to ask you some questions a little bit, but before that, I'd like to break the sad news that the Notre Dame in Paris was engulfed in flames today, and I was really in a bit of a shock because one of my coworkers, you know, my day job was saying that she was watching The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and then when she woke up in the morning, she saw in the news that Notre Dame was burning, you know, and my friend was there last year. She was in Paris
Wow.
last year. She
Yes.
actually saw that church.
I was shocked too myself. I was like, what?
Yeah, I know, and
I couldn't believe my eyes.
yeah, from reliable sources say that the I think the steeple, the tower fell. Yeah,
Wow.
the two there are two bells in that tower, and then the whole thing collapsed. Well, I'm praying, we're all praying that hopefully they'll still be able to preserve
Yes,
that
definitely.
historical monument because it's been there for so many years. You know, it's a really like an iconic building of Paris.
Yes,
You
it was a
know,
beautiful building.
yeah, it
Beautiful.
along with the Eiffel Tower,
Yes.
along with the Sacred Heart Church, which is called the Sacre Coeur, and the Arc of Triumph, or like what the French call it, the Arc de Triomphe. And so our prayers go out to the people who will rebuild that church.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. We send all our prayers and that.
Yes.
Because, you don't know, tell them what happens. There's so many things that's happening on this world.
Yes, and the mysterious thing, and we're still wondering, scratching our heads, you know, what caused it. Maybe, you know, any of you
Exactly.
televiewers will tell us what happened. You
Yeah,
don't
because that
know
is
the.
quite interesting. You never
Hmm.
know who knows out there. If you know, hey, let us know something.
Yes.
Yes, please
Um,
do.
yeah, and hopefully through a miracle, you know, it will be restored.
Yes.
Probably not in its original state anymore, but at least they'll be able to do something,
Yeah,
you know,
reextract
about it.
something,
Yeah.
do something.
And
Yes.
and also oh, what was I going to say? It was at the tip of my tongue. Is it a sign? I don't want to say old age.
We all getting up there.
Oh my goodness, that's so bad, so bad.
They said
Let's
brain
not talk about
fog.
anything negative. I'm just joking. Yeah, old age to us here in
Yeah.
social media is a very negative word. Nobody wants to grow old in social media. We're
Yeah.
all afflicted by the Peter Pan syndrome.
The brain fog.
Yeah, you know
The brain fog.
Peter Pan never wanted to grow old. Oh my gosh, it's too funny.
Yes, it is.
So anyhow, oh yes, thank God I remembered. Okay, sources say that there was a mass going on in the church before it got burned. And fortunately for those people, nobody was hurt. Isn't that a
Oh
miracle?
wow, that is a
Yeah,
miracle. Praise
because
God.
it got burned right after the mass that was
Wow.
held. Yeah. So the priest, the altar boys, nuns, and even the parishioners left the building, before it happened.
Yeah, that
So
is a
it's
miracle. See,
like,
God, it's miracle
as
blessing.
as much as we love, the building of the Sacre Coeur, but the people, I'm sorry to say, like, very important.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so okay, so there you have it. We send our love and prayers to the Notre Dame,
Yes.
and so now I'm excited to talk about your role in Gizi and his frenemies. Yes, first you played the woman who performed the exorcism known as Exorcister, and then you played Dolores Van Cartier, which are two different roles. How are you enjoying, you know, uh, getting to play make believe in front of the camera?
I love it, love it, love it. I am excited.
Mm-hmm.
I just more and more. I've been here. It's
Yes.
going on a year.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a year. Yeah, you might as well say it's a year.
Yes, yes, it's been a year.
And it's exciting. Playing two different ones,
Roles,
especially
yeah.
that other one, the extra sister is
Yeah,
supposed to be the exorcism.
yeah, yeah. So she gets to give us two personalities of her. One the attack mode of Dolores, and then the other one is the more analytical, psychotherapist, psychiatrist, trying to analyze what's wrong with Gizi. But we love it. I mean, we're all
Yes,
having fun, and
it's
it's
fun.
we're very dead serious in front of the cameras, but behind it, like, we're all laughing, we're all floored by it, and it's all fun. And I particularly enjoy playing it with you, with Bettina and Dania. I just love you girls, from the bottom of my heart.
And
It's all
we
fun.
love you too.
Well,
We love
thank
you, love
you.
you, love you.
Yes. We might have an episode of Fab Life wherein all the other girls are here. Yeah.
That'd be beautiful.
It's gonna be a beautiful, promotion of Gizi and his frenemies to all the our audience out there. Um, so what have you learned so far, by like acting in front of the camera and acting, with me and Dania and Bettina? Like, what have you learned so far?
Well, actually, that is a great, great, great question.
Okay.
I learned another different level because the time when I was on here, I remember the last time I Fab Life, I learned another level back in the days in acting school, which was, we would call it on point,
Yeah.
which is called different. So this is just out of the box,
Yes.
in which I love it because it gets you to thinking.
Because there's no script.
Yeah, there's no script.
There's no
So you
script.
have to really think.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there, even if you're doing your role, you're like, okay, what I should say next?
What
What I
does
should
say
say
next?
next?
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's the fun, amazing part about it. Because that's another learning experience
Yes.
in which I was taught years ago. That's what's going to happen.
Yes.
It will happen. You will have no script sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll have a script.
Yes.
And so I just think it's super, super amazing.
Thank you so much, and I am super amazed by you too. Like, I see a remarkable improvement. Each time you come and perform, in front of the camera, I said, "Oh my gosh!" Of course, I can't say it in front of the camera because we're in the middle of a scene. We're in the middle of a scene, so I can't say it. And because while you're in the middle of the scene, all you have to do is go with the flow. You just go with the flow.
I'm beginning to love the camera.
Oh, there you
just
go.
There,
Yeah.
love the camera.
She's going to be a big star some days.
Yes. I'll be a shining star.
She'll be a
Just
shining
like
star.
The shining
She's
star.
a shining star.
Whoever you are.
Yeah. That's too funny. Oh my gosh, Dolores. So tonight is going to be another taping of Geezy and his frenemies. And tonight Delores will be acting as Dr. Van Cartier. Did you notice that the name of Dr. Van Cartier and Vanessa Helsing are similar?
Oh, yes.
It starts with the first three letters. Vanessa Van Cartier.
Van Cartier. Hey, it blends together.
I know, and maybe I'll jokingly say, you look an awful lot like the Exorcist, or maybe you're Vanessa Helsing, but it's gonna be, I'm not gonna give it away. I'm not gonna give any spoilers away. So anyhow, there you have it for the first segment of Fab Life. Thank you so much for gracing this segment.
You are welcome.
And I can't wait to do another recording with you for Geezy and his frenemies.
All right.
You know, we're gaining momentum now because we actually have fans watching us out there. Believe it or not, we have fans.
Oh, yeah.
Yay for fans. So there you have it for the first segment. And don't nobody go nowhere. Don't go away. We'll be back with the second segment.
Listen, check it. Trying to build a bridge, instead I burned it down. I tried to lift him up, but found me beaten down to the ground. I was too weak to face my pain, caught up in the flood that was my rain. We both moved on, but my heart remains there. Oh, what I put you through.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how?
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures provide.
Social media shows
is about
branding,
opportunity,
and outreach
We are an entertainment company that empowers others
by promoting and supporting our community
and everyone who reaches our content.
Here on social media shows,
Here we're a family.
We are family.
We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, sing.
We are family.
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 We are family and we want you to be part of our social media shows family.
Welcome back to Fab Life, and I am so excited to present to you the movie review. Guess who's doing a movie review? It's Ask Me Who's Going to Do a Movie Review.
I guess it's me, huh?
No. Ask me who's doing a movie review.
Who's doing it?
Kevon and Tim. They're doing a movie review of Shazam.
Yes.
Like right now, they're going to do it, and we're going to show it to you right now.
Family,
Yes.
the foster
That was
family.
awesome.
That was
Yeah,
awesome
yeah.
because the parents, they had a good heart. They meant well.
Mhm.
The kids were really cool.
Yeah.
I liked
The
the
little girl, I don't know her
little
name, but she
girl.
was adorable.
She was adorable.
Yeah.
I definitely like, and I'm not.
Shazam!
And we're back, yo. And this dude, of course, is tripping out. We were kind of off on a tangent, but we're gonna try to get.
Shazam!
Oh my goodness.
Woo!
And that's how we start the film
Woo!
review right here,
That's right.
yo, on social
I'm
media
awake.
shows. Man, okay, this is, of course, your boy Kevon Tyrre, and of course.
And I'm Timothy Dark. What's going on?
All right, and this is going to be our film review of the aforementioned.
Shazam!
Oh, damn. You know what? Getting the chills just talking
Woo.
about that ish. All right, this is the brand new movie that came out from DC. It premiered this past weekend, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we both checked it out.
Mhm.
To the, of course, to the suggestion of Mr. JC. Shout out to JC.
Shout out JC
All
and
right.
JD.
So, they went and checked it out. They gave their take, and this will be our take
It's our
on the
version.
matter.
Yeah.
Right. So, with that said, let's get right to it. And did we like the movie?
Okay. I loved the beginning.
Okay.
I love the way they set up the whole dynamic between him and the family love and, him being an orphan, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like once again, DC did too much in the end.
Okay.
They did too much.
I have a different take, but the same end result.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the good parts. I'll just say why later. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
But I would say I did not like this movie that much. Didn't like it that much. I thought it was a solid movie, but there were some good things in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like DC has rather lost its identity or trying to regain its identity, but it doesn't know what it wants to be.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
I agree, and I love DC. Don't get it twisted. I'm a fan of both. Like I don't
Mhm.
have a preference. Like I don't like Marvel over DC. But as far as movies go, I feel like Marvel has a vision and they follow their vision through no matter what. They have a set course
right.
from Iron Man. Whether you like the movies in between, all the way to Endgame, there's a consistent story.
Right.
DC has these movies that go left and right, and it's like an off story, and then it comes back. There's no straight trajectory towards the end.
Well, see, that's where I disagree with it.
Okay.
Right? Now, for me, and I've said this many times on film reviews because I always like the Zack Snyder version
Mm-hmm.
of Superman,
Okay.
BVS. obviously Wonder Woman, which is a great movie,
It's awesome,
Suicide
yeah,
Squad,
yeah.
all of those were tied into the same universe.
Okay.
Right? Justice League, of course, was tied to that universe, but we can debate about that another
Right,
time.
right.
Once they went to Aquaman, they kind of they're still in the same universe, but they kind of changed direction a little bit. Right. So now that they're changing course, it doesn't feel the same because they want a different thing. And for me, I did not like the direction that they're going. And shout out to some of the other movie reviewers, because I've kind of got their take on it, but I didn't lean on it. I went and watched it for myself, and I found a lot of those things were actually correct. One instance, one reviewer, Grace Randolph, shout out to Grace Randolph. I love to hate you because even though we share the same likes, the way she breaks it down, sometimes I hate you for it because I think you're crazy as hell. But that's another story, and she is fine as hell.
Okay.
But anyway, the movie skewed for for young kids.
You talking about Aquaman?
No, I'm talking about Shazam.
That is true.
Right,
That's
the movie
totally
skewed for young children, for preteens, teens, things like that. And you know, I'm not a teenager, so right. So that kind of mind concept didn't really work for me. And this is just to throw something else. They did something similar with Spider-Man: Homecoming on the Marvel side, but Marvel did it much better. Where right, I wouldn't say again. I'll say, and I wouldn't say again.
I would say again.
I wouldn't say again.
All right.
But Marvel in this case did it much better because even though it was geared from a teenager's point of view, it was something that everyone can relate to and enjoy. For Shazam, you couldn't really dive into it unless you were
I feel like Shazam,
a 14-year-old
those
person.
Teenagers in Shazam were more, how can I say, they weren't as mature as the teenagers in Homecoming. You know, they were already dating, they're already doing things that older teenagers would do.
Right.
These kids are still trying to figure out life, it felt like.
Right. Only one person that was old enough in the movie to have dated or something like that. You know, in a real world sense.
Maybe married.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Right. The other kid. You know. But since we're kind of going there, we should talk about what we liked as well as what we disliked.
Okay.
All right.
Like I said, I like the dynamic. I loved the fact that I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah, let's make it spoiler free because I'll spoil stuff all the time and not mean to.
This is not spoiler free.
Yes, well, we won't do the spoilers. We won't do the spoilers.
I won't do the spoilers, but I just want to say that the fight scenes were awesome.
The fight scenes were pretty cool.
The way they set up the fight scenes felt like when you watch the cartoon, the way he fights in the cartoon, they set it up the same way. The villain was dope. I thought he was dope.
Right.
I just I feel like they do these movies, they see all these great ideas, they see what Shazam is, and they try to put every single thing in this one movie. Just like we talked about Batman versus Superman. They wanted to put everything in it. They wanted to put Wonder Woman. They wanted to put...
but see, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the comparison.
Right.
Only for one reason. Shazam kind of did that in a sense, but not really. Obviously, because it's a franchise, they want to set up more things. That makes sense.
But what I'm saying
is,
you can save a lot of... Like, you could have saved Doomsday for later on. Like, you're putting out the big guns before you...
There's still so much more since... I mean, okay, to use Superman and Batman, or at least that ideology as an example, there's so much more. Obviously, they had Darkseid. Obviously, they have Brainiac. Obviously, they have Toyman. Obviously, they have those...
But look at... Let's take Thanos, for example.
Okay.
How long did we wait to see Thanos?
Right.
A long fucking time. Like,
we waited 10 years for that.
He's sitting on the throne chilling, and you're like, when the fuck are we going to see Thanos? And then boom, Thanos came when he
because he was the big bad.
Right, and you were waiting for this shit. They are blowing their load right away. It's like, we're gonna give you every single thing in DC in one movie. And
well, they didn't have. Well, you kind of got a point there, but I still say there's so much more to give.
I agree.
Because obviously in Justice League, Darkseid was not in the movie. One of his minions were.
Yeah.
So
true.
if they continue with Justice League and there's rumbling online that there still is, at least seeing how they can make that still go. Okay. Darkseid will be the ultimate bad guy. In between there's still Darkseid for Superman. I mean, excuse me, there's still Brainiac for Superman. There's still Toyman for Superman. There's still the Absorbing Man for Superman. There's still so many different things that they can do. There's Mixoplick for Superman, awesome, which would be crazy how they make that work if they can do that.
They took a Mixoplick story and made it kind of like a Doctor Strange kind of movie,
right?
You know,
have him deal with magic in some ways,
which
right?
is his weakness,
right? But he would still deal with it,
right?
And have some assistance,
which would require them to bring Shazam in or Dr. Fate or one of these.
Exactly my point. Yeah. So there's still other things to do. Since to get back to the movie, they set up Black Adam. They didn't say his name.
That's true.
But they didn't set up Black Adam. They didn't say his name, but they set him up in the beginning of the movie, and they set up other things as the movie progressed. Some directly, some not so directly. So they do that in these movies as well as they did with the other stuff. And it was fine. That part I really have no problem with, honestly. Like I had no problem with BVS when them setting up Aquaman, Wonder Woman. I thought that made sense because it was within the concept of what the movie was trying to say.
I guess I'm mad. I guess I'm mad because I feel like DC could do better, and I want them to do better. Because I feel like the Dark Knight series was good. I feel like the old Superman movies were good. I feel like DC has done a lot of good. I feel like their TV shows are awesome. You know,
TV shows are okay.
You know, a lot of it, but I rather watch the Flash.
I can't stomach the Flash.
Really?
I can't stomach that.
I like it, man.
No way. I can't stomach it. I did like a couple of seasons and it just got too silly.
But it's not as silly as Miller's Flash.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
The way he portrays him is not silly.
Right.
The show is silly.
I like the show.
Now, I listen, I'm not saying I never watched the show.
Okay.
I've watched at least 2-3 seasons worth, and after that I had to check out.
Let's not talk about Flash. Let's talk about Black Lightning. I think that's a solid show.
Well, Black Lightning is a solid show. Yeah. Black Lightning I enjoy Black Lightning.
So why can't they do what they do on a show like Black Lightning and do that in the movies?
But this is the difference, and this is where I go back to why I like it the way I like it. Because with Black Adam, they have a hopefulness to it, but it's still gritty.
Okay.
Because they're talking about urban neighborhoods and what urban neighborhoods deal with, and real situations with families.
Yeah.
How would it really be if your husband or wife was a superhero?
Right.
What would it really be like if your kids inherited some of that ability? Would you embrace that? Would you run away from it? How would the other people around you deal with that?
The girls go through trying to deal with their powers, etc.
You know, right. So all of that is real world stuff. They may gloss it a little bit, and they did a little bit, slightly, but it was still fairly gritty.
Right.
And which is why I liked the Zack Snyder versions of Superman, of Batman. His assistance, I should say, on Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, even though I thought the third act was horrible. I thought the third act was underwhelming, but overall I enjoyed the movie.
I feel like some of the characters were dope individually.
Yes.
You know, like Harley Quinn was dope.
Will Smith as Deathstroke, right.
As
Deadshot.
Deadshot, he was dope.
Right. I thought the movie was good up to the last third act.
But again, they did too much.
I don't think so.
The Joker and the love scene.
I have no problem with the Joker in that thing. I really didn't.
I didn't like that Joker.
I don't mind that Joker at all. I really didn't. And I'll tell you why. Because in this world that we live in, now, for the super nerds out there, we're getting super nerdy. Okay? We're getting super nerdy. All right? Right. It's like super nerd.
Yeah.
All right. Now, in the comic books, and particularly in the animated series.
Okay.
The Joker kicks Harley Quinn's ass.
He does.
A lot.
He does.
He kicks her ass a lot.
And she loves it.
And because that's the relationship,
exactly.
You know what I mean, because of the situation.
Yeah.
But in the real world, or at least how the world is today, that would not be viewed that way.
Of course not.
So instead of embracing that kind of relationship, they flipped it and made it more of a soulmate situation, which is what it was in the first place. He just showed it in an abusive way. You know what I mean? Which makes total sense.
I guess because I'm not so much of a real world situation person. You know, I'm more of a, can you take me out of the real world? You know, take me to, when I'm watching a movie, I don't want to feel like I'm here. I guess that's why I have a problem with a lot of these movies trying to put, you know, fantasy situations into real world situations. It works for Batman, but it doesn't really work for everybody else.
But for me, it works because when you talk about those situations, I don't mind going into the fantastical places. It's just, can you sell it for me? And the only way that you can sell it is to make it tangible. And that's why I really like or prefer a real world foundation. Even if you're going way out into the future, it still has to be something that I can tangibly say, okay, you sold me on this potential whatever world that you've made and built it from the ground up, where it still has some reality.
Or have a real world relationship going on. That's what I like about Avengers. The relationships between the characters are so strong that when something happens, you're like, oh shit, did that shit just really, like, are they really fighting? Is Tony and Steve really fighting?
But again, they put that in real world situations and grown out from there. Now, the only difference between Marvel and DC is the color scheme. And how they,
which is another thing.
But I like that.
See?
All right,
that's
so
our brains are looking at
right. But now, okay, so
we get into 2 minutes.
Right. So we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna go ahead and finish this conversation. Yes. We promise we'll finish talking about our stuff with Shazam, because we're gonna go off on a tangent. Right. So give us a second. We'll be right back, y'all. Thanks for hanging out on social media shows, y'all. Shazam review. We'll be right back.
Shazam!
We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you.
Listen, check it. Try to feel a bridge, instead I burned it down. Down to the ground. I was too weak. It's my pain. Caught up in the flood that was my rain. We both moved on, but my heart remains there. Oh, what I put you through.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how?
JC?
Welcome back to Fab Life, and here I am with Darren or Joe or Darren. He's got so many names. Say my name. So how have you been?
I've been great. How are you?
Good. And happy birthday, by the way, or belated happy birthday.
Thank you.
Joe is actually you're a designer,
realtor,
designer. He's the Renaissance man. I had to wear something glittery because look how he's dressed right now. Oh my gosh!
I didn't know exactly how you wanted me dressed today.
Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect for Fab Life. Now I'm gonna call it by its full name, Fabulous Life. Because you look fabulous.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I had to put this glittery shawl on me, and my director was already yelling behind the camera, "You're gonna be on in a few seconds. Okay, hold on, pause." Do you see yourself on the screen? See with the beautiful background of the Golden Gate.
I do. It's kind of odd.
And that is where he came from. Is that where you were originally from, San Francisco?
I was born in Northern California. Lived in Atlanta for a while.
Ooh,
lived in Vegas,
Atlanta.
most of the time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love Nene.
Everybody loves Nene, right?
No, when I met her, and it's funny because my friend and I were constantly making fun of her when I worked in this bougie hotel in town. I'm not gonna mention the name.
Okay.
And then we kept on saying to each other, "I don't keep up with the Joneses. I am the Joneses." And then a few months after that, she starts waltzing in the store, and I was alone by myself, and she's like swinging her bag. Hello. And I'm like, "Hello, how are you doing?" And I didn't recognize her, and it was her.
How could you not recognize
Oh my
me?
God, I know. You know, she's a chameleon too. Like she,
Yeah.
I mean,
I met her too.
different,
She is tall.
incredibly tall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
incredibly tall. But she's
nice.
she's very
Sweetheart.
nice, super
She really
sweet.
is.
You
She
know,
really is.
just don't push her buttons because you'll see another side of her.
Yeah, but she's genuine and nice to anybody.
She is. And then she went outside because she saw the wife of, Run DMC, and they were talking. And then I heard her say, "Oh, I don't want to be on that side of LA because there are too many fans." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, she has too many fans." And then the stock person was like, "That's Nene Leakes. And that's, Run DMC's, wife."
Oh, okay.
I said, "Oh, so that's who she is." Yeah. I mean, it was fun. It was really fun. And speaking about fun and fashion, you had a fashion company in San Francisco, am I right?
I did.
A fashion company which we're not allowed to disclose at the moment, but it was
Yeah, it was a lot of
for
fun.
order.
Yeah.
By the director. Oh my gosh, it's like we're promoting the Avengers, and none of the actors is like, "I came here not to tell you anything."
Yeah. Just gonna tell you about it soon.
Yeah, we'll tell it. It's coming soon. Oh my gosh! So, how did your love for fashion begin?
Ooh, probably from my mom. You know, I grew up in that. You know, I had one of those mothers who shopped all the time.
Oh my gosh!
And dressed, her children up all the time.
You know, that's very typical.
So it came natural.
Yeah, typical of a fashion designer. Michael Kors was very close to his mom.
Yeah.
Isaac Mizrahi was very close to Isaac Mizrahi's mom used to make him cut classes because they would go window shop.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's crazy, Mom.
My mom didn't go that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyhow, there's always like a mother behind, a creative fashion designer, and so did YSL. Yes, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. And also YSL's mom, Yves Saint Laurent's mom, he always had a picture of him when he was a baby.
Okay.
With a mother.
My mom would just buy us nice clothes all the time, and I would wear them to school.
And look at you right now! Oh my gosh, you are so fashionably dressed. Oh my gosh, look at him!
But it used to make her mad because she'd be like, "When you get ready to go somewhere, you're not gonna have nothing to wear. You keep wearing them to school all the time." But I would wear it anyway. I would wear it.
Yeah, we always have our favorites. Favorite thing to wear. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so that's how I kind of grew up with fashion.
Yeah. So when you had your fashion company in San Francisco, did you attend Fashion Week, or did you go to New York or LA, or
no, I did not get that far. I didn't really do a line. I kind of just had like a product that I was selling and promoting.
Okay. Yeah, and it took off. The product took off.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Yes,
not as big.
Not as you wanted it to be, but it did take off. On its.
I had some some followers that love it.
That's good. Yeah, it's always good to have followers, you know. Yeah. You know, when I started my own fashion line many years ago, I had 2 followers. Oh, really? And it's so funny because my line was sold in a prestigious boutique back home in the Philippines. Oh, really? Okay. But because my line was so outrageous, like it was so out there, I didn't know what I was doing back then. So like only 2 people, you know, liked my line. One of them, it's so funny, was from LA, and she happened to be vacationing in the Philippines, and she liked what she saw and bought, you know.
Brought it back pieces. To the United States.
Yeah. But the thing is, if I knew, you know, what I know now, I would make a totally different line. Like even my my label will look different, and the lettering, calligraphy, everything is going to be the image totally different.
I agree. Hindsight is 20/20. You know, nothing. What we know now, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's a song. If I knew back then what I know now. I always associated with a song.
Oh, well, that's good.
I came with a soundtrack, and so did you. Right. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun.
It is. It is.
And didn't you want to show us your shoes? The audience your shoes, and that's why we're seated on a high chair.
Shoes, but I just was like, you know, they're
just
not.
Can you show us his shoes?
They're not comfortable, and I usually don't try to buy trendy stuff, but
can you lower the camera? No. Okay, so can you?
I just take them off.
Oh my gosh!
Not really a great shoe. It's hard to walk in.
It's a mule.
It's too trendy.
It's a glittery mule.
I didn't think it was that trendy. I thought it was something I would wear for a long time, but I don't know.
It kind of reminds me of Manolo Blahnik, but this is like the men's version of it.
Maybe I'm having a little retail regret or something.
A retail regret.
I had it for a while too, and I just now starting to wear it.
And it costs you a fortune to get that.
I do not want to talk about how much
Gucci. No, we're not gonna talk about prices because it's all relative.
Yeah.
We're just gonna talk about
I
the
just
beauty
learned how
of
to walk
fashion.
in them.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, beauty is pain. Beauty is pain. That's what my boss told me this morning. You know, my boss who has a giant dog that looks like a horse told me that.
Beauty is pain.
Oh my gosh, yes.
For women it is. It's not supposed to be for men, I don't think.
Well, sometimes it is. You know, I mean, beauty is pain for men in the sense that for men to look fashionable, it's like we're required to hit the gym and work out and have the, you know, washboard ab, and because your real outfit isn't like the outfit that you're actually wearing, but your body. You're just supposed to like put a sheath on it, so basically your entire body is like a sword.
Well, it's true. Oh my gosh. You work out and your body looks good, you can wear pretty much anything, and it kind of looks good.
Like right now I'm just covering my my food pregnancy. Being the big Filipino that I am, I eat a lot of rice, but hopefully that'll go away in a few weeks.
Yeah, I've been eating a lot myself. So
oh my gosh. Oh goodness.
So you wanna ask more about himself because we have only 3 minutes left.
3 minutes left. Okay, what are your no, I'm not gonna ask what are your plans for the future because that's going to be a big surprise.
Okay.
So what inspired you to build that business, that product back in San Francisco?
Just going out, seeing girls waiting in line to go into the club, freezing, not having on a jacket or a sweater. So I came up with the initial concept of it.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
I feel crazy. We're talking about we're not showing it. We just
I'm telling you, we're like the actors of Avengers, and they're not allowed to say anything, not even like a tiny bit. It's like, yeah.
Make the
So
audience excited about the product.
Let's talk about real estate.
Oh my God.
Real estate in Vegas.
I feel like we're playing Simon Says right now. There's a voice behind the camera.
That's the executive producer.
The producer, the directeur. Yes. Oh my gosh. So I am so excited about the future project, which right now we're not at liberty to disclose.
Yeah.
And as you can see by the manner that this creative, designer dresses, that it's a shape of things to come. Yes. Oh, and one last question. The director is pushing me to ask you this. How is your love life? C'est l'amour. Yeah.
How is my love life? Active? No, I was kidding.
She's very active. We're doing active wear.
I don't know. It's all right.
You know what? I was very sad that I wasn't able to do my movie review with Kevon and Tim. I said I wanted to be in the middle of that manwich, but now I am here with the gorgeous guy right here. With Darren Joe.
Maria Almanzar, say hi, everyone.
Maria Almanzar, we love you. I love you. I think you should come back, and Gizi, you're a phenomenal actress. Yes. So how many minutes more do we have? Wrap it up. Okay. This is the last segment, right? Okay, this is the last segment of Fab Life, but we had to discontinue. For the moment, we had to pause the movie review of Shazam with Kevon and Tim, but I promise you that we will continue that right after the paparazzi jewelry, and don't fail to watch Paparazzi with Jessica showing her fabulous jewelry. And once again, fabulous girls and boys. Well, thank you, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your best fashion accessory, now I'm going to have to add, is your good manners and self-confidence. There you have it. Yeah, confidence is key.
Yeah. You've got it on, own it.
Yes. Chowder.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll see you back. Yeah, we'll see more of him back.